it is my melancholy duty to inform you Australia is at war.
That every human being in this country is now at the service of the government to work in the defence of Australia.
In a 1992 interview, Dick Thompson recalled being stationed at the exhibition buildings during World War II.
But when I arrived in Melbourne, that was about January 1941, and then were posted up to the exhibition building, and I thought we were the first of the Air Force group that had gone there.
His interview revealed much about the building's forgotten wartime role as a barracks and training facility.
Depending on the type of course, we went to either Beecham's or 1STT or AWA, but we were called the School of Technical Training.
Over the course of the war, the exhibition buildings housed more than 2,000 instrument makers, radio engineers and wireless operators. Dick Thompson was one of them. The building's balconies became sleeping areas, and the Great Hall became a mess that fed hundreds each day. At the rear of the building were classrooms and an oval for exercise drills. Parades were held on the south side of the building, and it was not uncommon to see marching at all hours of the day.
Anyhow, in the morning we would have lined up, had breakfast, grabbed our books, and there were a march down to 1STT. It was all Morse code and telegraphy. We concentrated 8 hours a day learning the Morse code, sending it and receiving it.
RAAF trainees were initially focused on supporting the war effort in Europe and in the Middle East. But as 1941 drew to a close, all that changed. On the 9th of September, Dick was posted to RAAF No. 12 Squadron in Darwin. A few months later, the war came to Australia. Equipped with Australian-built Wirraways, the No. 12 Squadron regularly patrolled the hostile waters to Australia's north. But the 19th of February 1942 caught everyone by surprise.
I remember clearly Japanese bombers coming in. They would have been up around 20,000 feet. You could see the bombs falling out of the aircraft and the sun flashing on them. And you could hear the bombs dropping. Fortunately missed us. The Liberator was burnt to pieces and a lot of the aircraft were flattened.
The first bombing of Darwin killed more than 250 people, devastated much of the city and changed the course of the war. If Australia was going to defend itself, it needed advanced air warning systems and skilled operators to man them. As the CSIRO developed radar systems for the RAAF, Dick returned to the No. 1 School of Technical Training.
I came back to the exhibition buildings to do a special course in VHF transmitters receivers down here, and then joined the Mobile Fighter Control Unit, which was a ground operational thing for monitoring aircraft. And that took me back to the Admiralty Islands.
From the Admiralty Islands, the unit assisted bombing raids, intercepted enemy positions and fed information to anti-aircraft guns across the Pacific.
And then I was in the invasion of Tarakan, a little island off Borneo. Stayed there until we'd completed the island system.
He returned to Australia on the 25th of February 1946.
So I came back, I think it was a 200-ton army ship. Never really knew when you were going to come back or not anyhow. It was just the luck of the game.
Dick Thompson was one of thousands of RAAF and Women's Auxiliary Air Force personnel whose lives intersected at the exhibition buildings before active service in World War II.
There used to be a hall where, as you walked in to the left, they'd have occasional night concerts, and I heard this tune the last time I saw Paris. It's stuck in my mind ever since. Every time I hear it, switch back to Melbourne.